Yes, you're reserving a Christmas cake, correct? I'm Yuya Kirishima, 29 years old. I work at a cake shop called Kirishima, which has been passed down through my father's side since my grandmother's generation. Each year, this time of year is both hectic and exciting. Just before December, this pre-Christmas period is our busiest season. Seeing customers' joyful faces as they reserve their cakes naturally brings a smile to my face. Last year, my father passed away, and now my mother manages the shop. I'm working hard every day so I can take over one day. I never imagined myself making cakes when I was younger. I was raised by my single mother, and it was when I was 10 that she remarried into the Kirishima family. Even though we weren't related by blood, my stepfather treated me like his own son and taught me how to bake cakes. He even paid for my tuition at pastry school. I can't thank him enough. I can't show my gratitude directly anymore, but at the very least, I need to work hard to make the shop even more successful when I take over.
Hey, Yuya? That girl's been standing there for a while. Is she alone?
While cleaning up the store after closing, my mother, Kimiko Kirishima, spoke up. I looked outside the window and saw a little girl standing motionless in front of the shop. She seemed to be staring intently at the Christmas cake poster on the window. I'll go talk to her.
Wait, I'll come with you.
What's wrong? Where's your mom?
I don't know. Oh dear, is she lost? But...
The girl was clutching a very old worn-out rabbit plushie, and her clothes were quite shabby. Just as my mom and I were discussing whether to take her to the local police box...
Mio! Where have you been? I was looking everywhere for you! Mom!
A woman, presumably her mother, came running frantically and embraced her. The girl's name seemed to be Mio. While I was relieved to see the mother and child reunited safely, the mother appeared utterly exhausted. There's definitely something going on here, but if I approach her directly, she'll probably be wary of me. I glanced at my mom, and understanding my thoughts, she nodded slightly.
I'm so sorry about my daughter. I'll be sure to repay you someday. Oh, don't worry about it. It's nothing at all. By the way, have you and your daughter had dinner yet? No, not yet. If you'd like, why don't you join us for dinner? I made a little too much food by accident. What? But...
Meeting here feels like fate. If you don't mind, please join us. Oh, and we have some leftover cake as well. If neither of you has any allergies or dislikes, please feel free to have some.
Cake? Mom!
Mio's face lit up slightly as she eagerly observed her mother's reaction. In the end, perhaps unable to refuse, Mio and her mother joined us for dinner.
Thank you so much. A warm room, delicious food, and even cake.
After dinner, Mio's mother, Shizuki Tobamiya, bowed deeply to us. Meanwhile, Mio, having eaten dinner, looked peaceful as she slept soundly.
Oh, it's really nothing. We just didn't want the food or cake to go to waste. Thank you for letting us help you. No, if anything, we were the ones who needed help.
Overcome by mother's words, Shizuki seemed to reach her emotional limit, and tears began streaming down her face as she started to speak haltingly. From what I heard, Shizuki was married, but was currently on the run from her husband, Kyo Tobamiya. At first, Kyo had been kind to her when they got married.
I've always dreamed of having a happy family.
I'll always support you. Let's build a happy family together. Having lost her parents shortly before they started dating, Shizuki was comforted by Kyo's words. She believed she could be happy with him and resolved to support him wholeheartedly. But things didn't go as she had hoped.
Hey Kyo, why are you withdrawing money without telling me? We agreed that this money was for Mio.
Shut up! What's yours is mine too, since we are married, so I can do whatever I want. More importantly, there is still inheritance left, isn't there? Stop being stingy and hand it over. It seems Kyoto Bamiya had developed a gambling addiction. By the time Shizuki realized it, her entire inheritance had already been squandered.
He still thinks I'm hiding part of my inheritance somewhere. It's true that my father, when he was alive, had some savings because he was a department manager at a certain company. But there's a limit to that, and now there's really nothing left of the inheritance. Even so, when I told him there was no money left, he started to raise his hand against me and Mio. I realized it was no longer safe to stay with him. So I grabbed my wallet, took Mio, and ran away with nothing but the clothes on our backs. What a terrible husband! With your parents gone, is there anyone else you can rely on? No. All the relatives I can think of have already passed away. My in-laws dote on their son and would never believe my side of the story. They're the kind of people who'd pull strings to get him a job in their company. There were people who were close to my father at his workplace. But I can't bring myself to burden them with this mess. After that, Mio and I wandered from place to place, but we've run out of money.
I heard Shizuki had informed her workplace about her situation and asked for a leave of absence. But Kyoto Bamiya stormed into her workplace, causing trouble, and she had to resign through a job-leaving agency to avoid further inconvenience.
Shizuki, why don't you stay here from today? You don't have money or a place to live, right? If that's the case, why not live here and work at our shop? What? No, I couldn't impose on you that much.
Personally, I would be thrilled. This time of year, we're so busy we could use all the help we can get.
But... Shizuki, why don't you think about Mio first?
Shizuki looked startled, her gaze shifting to Mio. It's clear that finding a safe environment where Mio can sleep peacefully will be nearly impossible given their current situation. If you're uncomfortable living under the same roof as a man, I can stay at the shop's nap room for the time being.
No, I couldn't ask you to go that far. Besides, I do feel uneasy around men. But, Yuya, I think I'd be fine with you. All right. I'll do my very best to repay your kindness. Thank you for having us.
Shizuki bowed her head deeply, and so began her strange living arrangement with the four of us.
Hey Yuya, Oni-chan, how much does a cake cost?
The next morning, just before I headed to work, Mio tugged at my shirt and asked me, it depends on the type. What do you want to eat, Mio? Should I bring one from the shop?
Well...
I couldn't help but smile and nod at what she said next, as if consulting Shizuki. A few days later, it turned out Shizuki had previous restaurant experience, which made her quick to learn the job.
This is a new product. Would you like to try it?
Her polite customer service quickly earned praise from a wide range of patrons.
Oh my! It's been a while since I visited, and there's such a cute employee here now. Nice to meet you.
It's been a while, Makurasaki-san. Still busy with work?
Oh, absolutely. Everyone just says whatever they please. I can't keep going unless I eat something sweet. Give me all the cakes you have.
Just don't eat so much that you end up with diabetes.
Excuse me, may I post photos of this shop on social media? Let me see.
That's fine, but just make sure not to include any of the staff members in the photos.
Got it! Thank you!
Since Shizuki was fleeing from Kyoto Bamiya, we had decided to avoid anything that could potentially reveal her location. The same precautions extended to Mio. We drove her to and from her new daycare to ensure she wasn't seen by too many people. Mio, is your new daycare fun?
Yes! I've made so many new friends!
Mio laughed happily. Her expression seemed brighter than before. As I folded laundry and chatted with Mio, a thought came to mind. By the way, shouldn't we wash your plushie soon?
Yuya, Mio, dinner's ready. Tonight's main dish is Suzuki-chan's special Hamburg steak.
Our conversation was interrupted by Mother calling us to the table. By the way, Mom had completely warmed up to Shizuki and now referred to her with affectionate honorifics.
Why are you doing so much for us?
She asked that to us that night. In response, we told her about our similar past experiences. I don't remember much, but I do vaguely recall that my biological father was extremely verbally abusive to my mother. Yes, my mother and I ended up as a single-parent family because my biological father was no good. Perhaps that's why we saw a bit of ourselves in you and Mio.
I put Yuya through so much hardship before remarrying, but afterward we were able to live peacefully.
My stepfather was truly a kind and loving man, and I was able to lead a happy life with him. More than anything, seeing my mother happy was what made me happiest. By the way, after divorcing my mother, my biological father remarried a young and beautiful woman. However, he was used by her, left penniless, and eventually abandoned. I think Mio feels the same way. She probably just wants to see her mom happy.
Whether you can find happiness or not depends on you, Shizuki. But I believe you and Mio can live a peaceful life. Yuya-san, Kimiko-san, you're right. Staying in this half-baked situation isn't good for anyone. Even if it means going to court, I'll end things properly, remove Kyo from our lives, and create a safe environment for Mio. Yes, that's the best course of action. Also, if you have any evidence to strengthen your case, it should make the process smoother.
Shizuki didn't have much with her when she arrived, so it seemed she lacked substantial evidence. Returning home was an option, but it was risky, as it might lead to a confrontation with Kyoto Bamiya.
Well, let's think about that later. Fortunately, we have a strong ally on our side. An ally?
Oh, could it be? Hey you! There's a woman named Shizuki Tobamiya working here, right? I need to talk to my wife. Bring her out now. A few days later, as I was manning the store alone near closing time, a man's angry shout rang through the shop. From his words, I guessed he was Shizuki's husband, Kyoto Bamiya. I have no idea what you're talking about. Don't bother hiding it. I saw her in a photo on social media, faintly reflected. The screen Kyoto Bamiya showed indeed displayed our store's showcase. And if you looked closely, you could see Shizuki faintly reflected in the glass. How did he even spot that? What an insane level of persistence. Please calm down. I can't let one of my valued employees meet someone acting so dangerously. So she really does work here. Not only did you lie, but now you're insulting me as if I'm some kind of threat. How about I tell everyone all I wanted was to see my wife, and look at how horribly they treated me.
I'd say you're already crossing the line, but if you go any further, it would clearly constitute business interference. If you don't want to end up behind bars, I suggest you calm down.
Just as I was struggling with Kyoto Bamiya, Makurazaki coolly diffused the situation. Her presence brought immediate gravity, and Kyo hesitated to approach Shizuki and Mio. But his gaze froze on her badge. That badge? Is it real?
I am attorney Makurazaki. You must be Kyoto Bamiya. Your wife, Shizuki, has consulted me about filing for divorce. If you want to speak with her moving forward, please go through me.
Mind your own business. No matter the reason, I'm never agreeing to a divorce.
Your wishes don't matter. Legally, there are grounds for divorce as long as the conditions are met. Misusing her inheritance for gambling is more than enough. But you've also been physically abusive, haven't you?
Heh! What proof do you even have? The court won't take her word for it alone.
You're right. Gathering evidence in such a short time was challenging. However, we found it. Evidence of you verbally abusing Shizuki.
What are you talking about? Makurazaki called Mio over and pointed to her rabbit plushie.
This plushie has a recording function. Mio captured your words with it. She's been holding on to it all this time to protect her mom.
That's why the plushie couldn't easily be washed. You'd better stop being stubborn, Shizuki. There's still inheritance money left, isn't there? Stop being so stingy.
There's no money left, and besides, the inheritance I receive isn't your money to spend. You took it without my permission, so return it immediately.
You damn woman! The recording ended with loud crashing noises and Shizuki's screams. Mio had pressed the record button in a moment of fear, keeping the evidence to protect her mother.
Mio, you did such a brave thing. This must have been terrifying. It was, but I had to. Mom was in danger. I'd do anything if it's for Mom. Mio?
You're unbelievable. After everything you've done, you still claim you're not dangerous? Do you have any idea how much emotional pain you've caused Shizuki and Mio?
You only married Shizuki for her inheritance, didn't you? And as soon as the money ran out, your attitude completely changed.
That's not true. Tobamiya's darting gaze made it clear my mom's words had hit the mark. Oh, come on! I didn't mean any harm. It was just a little joke. Shizuki, Mio, I really do love you both. Let's go home and start over. If I hurt you, I'll apologize. So please let's put this behind us.
Put this behind us? That's not something you get to say. The truth is, you just don't want to pay alimony or child support, right?
What?
You betrayed and hurt me so much that my love for you is long gone. What I care about now is Mio's happiness. You're nothing but a hindrance to that, and I don't need you in our lives. Pay for the damages caused by misusing the inheritance, and then disappear from our lives forever.
Grr. What a touching display of family love. I turned to see a man entering the shop for the first time. Apologies, sir. We're causing such a commotion. Oh no, it's fine. I'm not a customer. Shizuki, it's been a long time. I'm Shinji Mabun. Your father helped me greatly in the past.
Mabun-san! It's been so long.
He seemed to be the man Shizuki had once mentioned as being close to her father at work. I heard from an acquaintance that you were working here and came by to say hello. But I had no idea things had become this dire. Who the hell are you, old man? Ah, how rude of me not to introduce myself. I am Shinji Mabun, the next president of Lovekoi Holdings. Lovekoi Holdings? Yes, our company is a business partner of Tobamiya Trading, your father's company. Kyo Tobamiya, I've heard plenty about you. It seems you've been spoiled quite a bit by your parents. Having an employee with so little social awareness makes it difficult to continue our partnership. We'll have to reevaluate our future relationship with your company. Wait, please! If you do that, our company will... Tobamiya's desperate pleas fell on deaf ears as Mabun's piercing glare froze him in place. As I said earlier, Shizuki's father did so much for me when I was just a junior employee. He bent over backward to accommodate me. To us, Shizuki is the beloved daughter of an esteemed benefactor. Knowing she has been hurt by you, there's no way I can let this slide. You'll face the consequences for what you've done. Shortly after, Shizuki and Kyo Tobamiya's divorce was finalized. With Makurazaki's help, evidence of the inheritance misuse was presented. Kyo Tobamiya was ordered to pay alimony and child support, as well as return the inheritance. I plan to live off the inheritance in comfort! Damn it! Angered business partners caused his parents to disown him and remove him from the company. Tobamiya was also arrested for attempted fraud, ending his string of misdeeds. Furthermore, Kyo Tobamiya borrowed money from elsewhere and paid Shizuki a lump sum. However, he became frustrated with the life of repaying the debt while working part-time and tried to scam money from acquaintances. And then, I didn't do anything wrong. It's society's fault for not letting me live easily. Kyo Tobamiya was arrested for attempted fraud. When the scandal about his son spread, many of Tobamiya Shoji's business partners severed ties with the company. Even Kyo's parents, who had spoiled him for so long, are now suffering due to the fallout. Meanwhile, we were having a Christmas party after closing the shop for the day.
This happiness we found is thanks to you, Yuya-san, and Kimiko-san. Thank you so much.
Since then, Shizuki has continued working at Kirishima, politely declining offers of support from Mabun and her father's colleagues. I actually have a surprise gift for Shizuki-san. Mio!
Mom, Merry Christmas. This is a gift for me.
At my call, Mio brought over a plate with a piece of cake.
Mio, thank you. But where did you get the money?
Mio saved up her pocket money. That day, she came to Kirishima to buy you a Christmas cake. Yes, the day after Shizuki and the others came here, Mio came to me with this concern. Before running away from Kyoto Bamiya, Shizuki had been giving Mio pocket money every time she helped out. She had told her, use it for something you want to do.
Mio didn't quite understand what she wanted to do, so she had never spent the money. But she thought, if I make Mom happy, maybe eating cake will cheer her up. Mio? Huh. I want a present for my son, too. Maybe a report about your relationship with Suzuki-chan?
What are you suddenly saying? I looked ahead and saw Shizuki staring at me with a face even redder than strawberries. My heart skipped a beat. For me, the most important thing about decorations and cake isn't the extravagance, but who you can enjoy them with. And when it comes to presents, what matters is not the content, but how much love is packed into it. On this exciting day, I wish for happiness to come to all of you as well.
Hi, Brittany here, and happy holidays to everyone around the world. I hope you enjoyed this heartwarming episode, because I really did. And I will see you next time. Ta-da!